遠ざかる雲の合間降り注ぐ輝きは誰を照らす夏の日の影を連れて飛び立つ想いはまだここに残った痛みはいつか消えてゆくからもう何も迷わない青空を越えて昨日よりももっと近づけたら少しでいいの微笑んで風に乗ってこの心がずっと自由なまま同じ空の下触れ合ってるのならどこまでもまっすぐな気持ちでいつまでも続いてく光で全てを包みたいから
Hello, and welcome back to Yosuga Sora, and let's get started.
おういいぜ向こうまでな
Huh? What are you two? Before I could respond, they dashed off towards where the Kincho was scrumming. Ryohei was shouting, "Take this and that!"
そらそらそら掃除様のお通りだ
お掃除お掃除人にホースを向けなやめてってば
Somehow the contest has gone out of control, or perhaps it's more accurate to say it had escalated in a full-blown war. At first, it was one hose, then two. Now, 3 hoses were spraying water everywhere. They were no longer cleaning, just playing with the hoses.
何やってるのかしら
Mikiwa-san. Sora.
暑い
If it's too tough, go rest in the shade. I'll go to tell the teachers.
春は
It may be cleaning, but this is technically still a class, so I'll do it properly.
中里先輩にも春日野くんの爪の赤くらいは責任感があるといいんだけど
I escorted Sora to the awning beside the pool. Okay, this is the first time I've seen that word. Ryohei has his merits though. Even he can get the job done when he needs to.
あれを見てもそう言える
He pointed at Amatsume and Ryohei, who were running in circles around Nincho. They touched the bottom of the pool with a brush at one point, so I suppose you can call that cleaning.
あれは遊びっていうのよアキラも中里先輩に釣られて
I seem to remember Amatsume being the one who started it though.
あんな風に走り回ったら危ないのに濡れたプールの底で滑ったらどうするのよ
Does it seem like she's listening?
体操服の裾がまくれてるじゃないのはしたないったくもう落ち着きなさいよね
If you're that worried, why don't you go over there and get them to settle down? Usually Mikiwa-san would shout that and lecture them.
それはそうなんだけど
You'd rather be there, I guess. Well, Nani?
近づいたら巻き込まれそうだから
Tashikani. Over on the battlefield, it seems they had split into 2 factions and were exchanging blows of blasts of water. The reason for that being Ryohei slipping and drenching an innocent bystander, getting them involved. Thanks to that, some green moss was stuck to Ryohei and the other person's back. Amidst the chaos, the Yincha's hysterical cries went unheard in the rowdy crowd. And as a bonus, the girls were soaking to their skin, so their pea shirts clung to their school mizuki underneath. I wonder if the teachers considered that this would happen if they made everyone wear swimsuits. But if we ignore this, it could get spiral out of control and we might not finish cleaning.
それはそうだけど
I'll tag along too. Had to at least help say the insho.
そうね、わかった。
Ryohei, Amatsune.
遊んでばかりいないでちゃんと掃除しなさい。
お、保護者の登場だね。
ハルくんはカズちゃんの味方だからりょうにんちゃん助けて。
I wasn't going to.
よし、2対2だしちょうどいいな。
ちょっと何する気よ。
With a wide grin on his face, Ryohei took aim with the hose and... Masaka. You get...
なんで
そりゃー。
As soon as turned around, a torrent of water gushed out from the hose. We were sent fleeing in hopeless attempt to escape the oncoming deluge.
そらそらそら。
カズちゃんたち逃げてくよ。
They roared in laughter at the sight of our defeat. We were drenched, but it looked like they were having the time of their lives.
どうしたどうした？もう終わりか？
Ryohei taunted us while water continued to dribble from the house. The hose. Why is it house there? It seems even Sora, who was resting under Oi, was caught in the splashdown. Sora wordlessly picked up the brush beside her and chucked it. It soared into the air and struck Ryohei square in the face.
ぬはっ。
りょうにんちゃん。
With a satisfied look on her face, Sora retired to the shade. As for Ryohei,
りょうにんちゃんホース離しちゃダメ。
キュー。
ちょっと何し。
free from Ryohei's control, the hose thrashed about, violently spraying water all around.
誰か止めて。水蛇口。
The panic-stricken Yincho babbled incoherently. We could try to stop it, but the pool was already shin-deep with water, making it hard to run. And when you're trying to escape from a rampaging hose, that happens.
さすがのくん。
Migawa-san, daijoubu ka? Probably because she panicked and slipped, Migawa-san fell face first into the pool.
怪我はしてないけど。
I'm guessing it would be incorrect to say she's okay when she's dripping wet. Is this something else? I think this is supposed to be like to say or okay. Trying to stay dry was futile, so I ignored the downpour and went to shut off the tap. I looked down at my PE uniform clinging to me, and I realized how silly it was to try and escape from Yoi and Natsume earlier. Sorry for getting you involved.
ううん。春日野くんのせいじゃないから。
I couldn't help but feel apologetic seeing her soaking wet like I was. Not to mention, I could see her dark blue swimsuit Mizuki underneath her white PE uniform. I felt like I was looking at something I wasn't meant to see. Tondikaku, we should do something about our clothes.
そうね。下は水着だから濡れてもいいけど、体は拭かないと。
With that, Migawa-san took off her PE uniform. Go man! I panicked and turned
春
around.
日野くん、どうかした？
Yeah, なんでもない. Even though I knew she was wearing a swimsuit underneath, seeing her strip so suddenly surprised me.
アキラ、あなたもこっち来なさい。なに、カズちゃん。ほら、万歳して。拭かないと風邪ひくわよ。
After pulling out Amatsume's clothes, Migawa-san started drying her hair and body with a towel too. She's drying Amatsume before herself. I think I'm starting to understand just how much she treasures her.
うわ、カズちゃんちょっと痛いよ。優しくして。我慢しなさい。暴れた罰よ。
She's pretty strict at times though.
菅野くんも早く拭いた方がいいわよ。タオルないなら貸してあげるから。
Okay, thanks. Migawa-san handed me a towel, and I started drying my head. The towel smelled like flowers. It was a pleasant scent. It wasn't like that overpowering and familiar smell of bleach that's left behind after doing the laundry. It feels like it belongs to a girl. Ryohei makes Migawa-san sound violent, but it seems that's often not the case. Her serene face as she played the viola, her dignified, cool Ojo-sama persona. And when she's looking at her Amatsune, she plays the Onesan role. Also, that innocent ambition to impress her Kasan. She has so many sides that fascinates me. This style smells like her. Sora! What?
早く拭いたら
Did she see me burning my face in that towel?
なんじゃこりゃ誰かタオルを貸してくれ委員長の貸してくれその柔軟剤たっぷりでふわふわなやつ
嫌よ絶対に嫌
A slow glance at Migiwa-san. It seemed everyone was focused on Ryoi as he pestered the Incho. Luckily, no one was paying attention to me. Of course, Sora's the only one who pays attention to you. All the time, I mean. Until a certain point for the rock girl, I
い
guess.
やー、さっきは散々だったぜ。パンツまでぐっしょりだしよ。
散々だったのはこっちです。パンツなんて言って水着なんだから濡れていいものでしょ。春日野くんも被害者なんだから言いたいことあるんじゃないの？
I wouldn't say victim. I was wearing trunks too, so I couldn't be too angry.
残念だったな、お嬢。はるかが味方だったのは授業中だけみたいだぜ。
I didn't say anything about being allies. Whatever. I'm hungry. Did everyone bring lunch today?
ああ、任せてくれ。
何が任せろですか。私もお弁当です。はいはい、私も大丈夫だよ。今日はお天気いいし、お外で食べない？だったら私も混ぜてもらっていい
Nao-chan, Sora, did you bring her here? Did you bring her here? Thanks, Nao-chan.
いえいえ、どういたしまして。教室の前で立ってたから連れてきただけなんだけどね。
Ah, Soka. I haven't given Sora her lunch yet.
早く。
She stuck her hand out at me. As usual, all she does is stay.
お嬢さん、僕にエスコートさせてはいただけませんか。
Ryohei extended his hand as if offering it to her. Ryohei suddenly switched to his Ikemen routine and started making the usual gross messes towards Sora.
春？
Okay, but you're coming too, aren't you?
それは嫌だけど。わかった。
He shot a sour look at Ryohei when she said that thing. He's obviously trying to act cool, but it really isn't working. We made our way to the field and settled down in a large shady area. Although the sunlight was harsh, it didn't filter through the trees, and the light breeze made it surprisingly comfortable. It also helped that the grass growing here was cool to touch, making it a favorable resting place. It's much cooler than in the classroom.
でしょでしょ。お外も結構いいんだよ。はるくんたちのお弁当ってはるくんが作ったんだよね。どんなの？
そういや、はるかは料理できるんだよな。どれどれ、俺が味見してやろうじゃないか。
It's nothing impressive though. I made the sheepish smile and lifted the lid. I was embarrassed to have only a cheap plastic container instead of a real bento box. Not to mention, the only thing inside was onigiri, which only have a dry plum filling. That's thanks to the seaweed around them, kombu around them, that they're even presentable.
寝坊したんじゃ仕方ねえよな。
I didn't say I was any good at it, so no need to tell me it was great or anything. I made the same for Sora too.
最初から期待してない。
Without even a hint of disappointment, Sora picked up an onigiri and took a bite.
味も。
Don't make it sound that bad. At least I can make edible onigiri.
でもまあ、おにぎりだけじゃ栄養も偏っちゃうね。はい、はるちゃん、そらちゃん。
Nao-chan casually gave us some of her side dishes. Sandai. Nao-chan's lunch is a pleasing mix of greens and yellows. It's vibrantly colorful and looks delicious.
私も分けてあげるね。
Amatsuba's brown boiled dish appeared to be the main course. It looks rich in flavor, so I'm sure it tastes good.
じゃあ私も
Migiwa-san unveiled a multi-compartment bento filled with all sorts of dishes, then split a piece off of a huge salmon for us. Thanks, guys. Hey, if you give me that much, you won't have enough left for yourself, Migiwa-san.
私はこんなに食べられませんから。
じゃあ俺も分けて。
自分のがある人にはあげません。
そう言うなよ。はるかばっかりひいきしてずるいぞ。
ひいきなんかしてません。中里先輩はさっきの体育でみんなに何をしたか思い出したらどうですか？
いやちょっと盛り上げすぎちまったかな。
Taking Migiwa-san's retort in stride, Ryohei laughed heartily. All our classmates definitely seemed to be having fun, so I guess you can't say he was wrong to do it.
あんたはまったくどうせ去年と同じことしたんでしょ。
ちっち間違いなく去年より盛り上げてやったぜ。なあはるか。
I try not to get too involved, so...
なのに中里先輩が無理やり。カズちゃん、はるくん、ごめんね。アキラが悪いわけじゃないでしょ。でも、あ、そうだ。
All of a sudden, Akira shouted and jumped to her feet. Nani?
みんなに迷惑かけたお詫びにジュースをおごってあげる。ちょっと待ってて。
And with that, she hurried back towards the school.
悪いな。俺はコーヒーでいいぜ。
あなたはおごる方でしょ。私はお茶ね。みこ。
Wait up, Amatsume. You can't carry all those drinks yourself. I'll come too.
菅野くんまで少しは落ち着きなさいよね。あれ、カズちゃんも来たんだ。
Migiwa-san came through the door right after me as I chased Amatsume.
あなたたち二人だけじゃみんなの分は持てないでしょ。
She just wants to be with these two. She's right.
二人とも先に食べてていいのに。ほら、スカートをお盆にすればちゃんと持てるよ。
She grabbed the hem of her skirt and pulled it out. It looked like she had thought about this already. Though I say pulled it out, it was more like she was flipping it up. Because it happened so spontaneously, I didn't even think of looking away. Her thighs were in plain view, and I could almost see her panties.
アキラ、やめなさい。
She batted down Akira's hand that was holding up the skirt, and her skirt fell back down.
カズちゃん、痛いよ。なんで叩くの？なんでじゃないわよ、もう。明日ないんだから。
If Migiwa-san hadn't stopped her, I think I would have been able to see her panties. Amatsume was still innocent and still hadn't realized why Migiwa-san slapped her hand. I didn't see anything.
本当に？
She doesn't trust me. Does she seriously think I'm that kind of person? Majiska, you stopped her before I could see anything.
菅野くん。
I wasn't even trying to look. It's just that I was too surprised to look away in time. Tonikaku, we had to hurry up and buy everything. Everyone's waiting.
まあいいけど。何を買うんだったかしら。
You guys didn't take notes? Oh man.
りょう兄ちゃんはコーヒーって言ってたね。なお姉ちゃんがお茶で、そらちゃんはみかんジュースっと。
What did Akira mean by using her skirt if she's this attentive? Well, I already have an idea. Akira's like very attentive, and you know, her using her skirt might be a no. Okay, she thought about it, but like she didn't think about the consequences or whatever, or maybe she doesn't care. I don't know. Anyway, Amatsume fished out her purse and started inserting coins into the vending machine, pressing one button after another. I can't believe she got everyone's request while running away. And she wasn't even the slightest bit hesitant. She really intends to treat everyone.
あなた、よく覚えてるわね。そうかな。カズちゃんとハルくんは何がいい？
I'll pay for Sora's and my own drink. You don't have to treat us.
そうはいかないよ。私の気持ちなんだから。あなたにおごらせるなんて。本当に中里先輩は。いいのいいの。私は何にしようかな。
By the way, I don't get their uniform. You know, their sleeve is like, it has a button there, and I guess it's supposed to prop up their sleeve, but I don't get it. Anyway, she stood there thinking hard about all the different drinks the vending machine offered. Crossing her arms, her eyes flitted up and down the list of choices. She had narrowed down her options, but it didn't look like she could decide between them. It's a good thing there isn't anyone waiting in line.
どれとどれで迷ってるのよ。私が半分こしてあげるから両方選んでいいわよ。
After 3 minutes of intense deliberation, Migiwa-san's patience ran thin and she broke the silence.
ココナッツ青リンゴソーダとスイカメロンジュースと蜂蜜バナナミルク。
I never heard of those flavors.
ココナ何よそれ。
Migiwa-san probably thought the same thing since she turned away. They sound a bit too sweet to drink with a meal.
この3つからどうしても1つ選べないの。選べなかった2つがかわいそうな気がして。
She went back to mulling over her dilemma. She's probably thinking that even with Migiwa-san's offer, she'll probably feel sorry for the last one. But if she is stuck picking one out of the tree, I'll get the honey banana milk. So everything will be fine. We share between the 3 of us, right?
はるくんいいの？
Yep, they sound interesting, so I don't mind trying them.
大丈夫、美味しいから。
The machine beeped in response as Amatsumi cheerfully punched the buttons for the 3 drinks. She was so excited it almost made me think she was only pretending to be stuck deciding. I think she was pretending.
はい、カズちゃんとはるくんの分。さあ、みんなのところに戻ろっか。
She skipped ahead of both of us. I couldn't repay her.
ほんと、あの子の味覚ってわからないとこあるわ。
You must have it rough, always sharing half with her. The can I was holding was yellow and white and looked very sweet. Migiwa-san's coconut and green apple was green and blue, and so it looked like it would cool you down. But I wonder how it tastes.
そうね。でも3分の1になっただけだからあまり変わらないけど。
Maybe it'll be surprisingly good?
そうかしら。はるくんも協力してくれたから3つの味が楽しめるね。ありがとう。
Well, I'm curious about it. I wonder how it'll taste. I'm a little nervous.
かもね。だからみんなでワイワイ飲むのがいいよね。ほんと、そういうのが好きね、アキラは。カズちゃんもいつも付き合ってくれるから嬉しいよ。一人でやってもつまんないし。アキラ、あなた。
Migiwa-san blurted out something unexpectedly, then looked at Amatsune. She stopped walking as if suddenly remembering something. It would definitely be boring to drink weird stuff by yourself. If it ended up being gross, then you'd have to drink it all by yourself too.
そうそう、みんなで笑いながら分けるのが楽しいよね。付き合わされる身にもなってよね。
Migiwa-san sighed in exasperation, but I think I sensed a slight note of happiness in her voice.
一人じゃつまらない。アキラの言葉が私の胸をついた。私がアキラに付き添うのはアキラを一人きりにさせないため。アキラだって一人が寂しいのを知ってるからみんなで楽しもうとしてるのかもしれない。ジュースを分け合うのだって人とつながっていたいから。何を買うか迷ったのも私には優柔不断に見えたこともアキラなりにどうやったらみんなと楽しめるか必死に考えていたからかもしれない。ほんと不器用なお姉ちゃん。そんなお姉ちゃんに私は何をしてあげるのが一番いいんだろう。本当にそばにいるだけでいいのかしら。
そういやはるか、昨日見たか？
See what?
ミクと高見のジャングルサバイバー。
If I recall correctly, I think that was an old TV program.
見たよ。大学の発掘団からはぐれて密猟者と一緒にジャングルで迷子になったよね。
そうそう、そこで見つけた黄金の象牙の行方は久々のヒットだよな。
Yeah, I still remember some of the plot points from that show. It was pretty interesting. Is it a rebroadcast or a new season?
何言ってんだよ。第2シーズンとかじゃなくて今は6話だよな。
そうだよ。
But it's already over.
お前何かと勘違いしてないか？
No, it finished airing last year when I used to live.
お前オチ言うなよ。楽しみにしてんだからな。
いいな。はるくんもう最後まで見たんだ。
I'm actually surprised that there's that kind of delay. Well, this is back in like late 2000s, but no, not even. No, even if it's late 2000s, there shouldn't be like a delay for like a show that was broadcast unless it was like locally within Tokyo. Then, I mean, I can get why some things are delayed because of licensing or whatever, but like, anyway. I think maybe they just broadcast things later here.
これだから都会もんは。
Well, I see. You have a different broadcasting station here.
いつでもキー局の番組が流れてると思うなよな。笑ってもいいですともなんか4時からスタートだぞ。
Then what do they air at noon?
地元の放送局が頑張ってる。なめんなよ。
Soka. I had no idea. That's because I haven't watched much TV since moving here. There are only a few channels, and I don't really enjoy their programming either. Even when I was in the city, there were so many channels and even more programs. I couldn't watch everything anyway. I flicked through a narrow range of channels here when I was bored before, and there seemed to be a ridiculous number of talk shows. But from what I can see, cable broadcasting hasn't arrived in this area yet. Late 2000s, man. Late 2000s.
あなたたち、ちょっとは授業に集中しなさいよ。
なんだ、お嬢も混ざりたいか？
バカなこと言わないでください。それに春日野くん、中里先輩と一緒になって浮かれるなって言ったでしょ。
I think so, yeah. Igiwa-san jabs at Ryohei were an everyday occurrence, but her pleas for me to ignore him have been largely ignored. At least when Amatsume and Ryohei come together, it ends up being a fun time one way or another.
へへ、残念だったな。今日のはるかは俺たちの味方だぜ。
ああ、今日はよろしくね、はるくん。なるほど。そうですか。春日野くんも中里先輩たちと一緒に先生に怒られたいんですね。
Her glare sent a shiver down my spine, and her foreboding tone was no less intimidating. I said before that, I wasn't allied with anyone.
ほう、春日野はなんて言ったんだ？
I like how the sensei could hear them all.
あちゃー。
Mikiwa-san's glare deepened, even more after we caught the teacher sensei's attention.
せっかくだからな、中里、春日野、天爪、お前ら一問ずつ解いてみたらいいんじゃないか？
いや、せっかくですがお構いなく。
よーし、中里は82ページが宿題だな。天爪はどうだ？
何？不意打ちか？
私も遠慮したら宿題。
そうなるな。
So if I can't answer either, it'll be homework for me too. Well, it's not like you can't read what's written on the board, and I would understand it if I had been paying attention, but
つまり
morning.
X と Y は
Unfortunately, I was just as confused as Amatsune, and didn't know the answer either. If only I started concentrating on the lesson when Migiwa-san told me to.
y イコールマイナスカッコ x プラス
Equal. Oh, okay. I learned. That's how they pronounce it. Okay. I haven't heard, like, you know. Anyway. Did Amatsume figure it out? Or was she just desperately sprouting nonsense? At that moment, I noticed Migiwa-san quickly retracting her hand from under Amatsume's desk. And then I noticed Amatsume's eyes fixed on her desk.
まあいいだろう。答えは合ってるからな。
ああ、汚ねえぞ。お嬢、裏切りやがったな。
うるさいぞ中里。教科書だけじゃなくてプリントも宿題に追加されたいのか？
いえいえ、これでもう十分でございますよ、お代官様。
まったくごまかすことばかり上手くなるんじゃない。次、春日野。
はい。
はるくん、頑張れ。
はるか、俺はお前を信じてるぞ。
Even after checking the blackboard again, I had no clue. They must have moved on to a new topic while we were talking, since it doesn't match anything I have in my notes. And I don't understand the question Amatsume got either.
お前も中里と同じく宿題で復習した方がいいみたいだな。
Yeah, give me a second.
これ
All of a sudden, a hand appeared beside me. In this grass, a torn piece of paper. An equation was written on it in a neat handwriting. It got to be the answer.
これっきりだからもう二度と助けないから。
Okay, Irie. Migiwa-san.
プールの時にアキラが迷惑かけたからそのお詫びこれで貸し借りなしだから。
Thanks, Migiwa-san. Although there's something funny about Migiwa-san apologizing for something Amatsume did. Anyways, I read it out. I read out what was on the note. And class came to an end.
消滅だ、裏切りだ、お嬢がひどいよ。うわ
Ryohei, the only one who received homework, was crying.
テストも近いんですし勉強ができてちょうどよかったじゃないですか。夏休みは有効に使いたいので補習なんかで足を引っ張らないでください。
Migiwa-san had no sympathy for the crying Ryohei. It might just be because she's prejudiced against him, but I doubt his crocodile tears were helping. That said, I ought to study more too.
お兄ちゃんかわいそう。私が助けてあげるよ。なんであなたがそこまでしなくちゃいけないのよ。だって私もりょう兄ちゃんとお話ししてたしそろそろお勉強もしなくちゃいけないから。
おお、アキラ、お前は本当にいいやつだな。それに比べてチラ。
And a not so subtle wink from Ryohei.
チラ、まさかな、チラ。
Well, although I did manage to dodge that extra homework, it's not like I'm ready for the test. I'll help too then. We're friends, and besides, I need to study too.
そうだよな、それでこそ仲間ってもんだぜ。
じゃあうちでやる。麦茶出すよ。ちょっと
アキラんとこの麦茶うまいんだよな。お菓子も用意しといてくれよ。
任せて。おせんべいとかたくさん買っとくよ。
おうおう、頼んだぜ。早速今日からでいいか？宿題明日までなんだよな。
いいよ。はるくんもいいよね。
Ah.
だからあなたたち。
Our conversation continued without Migiwa-san getting a word in edgewise.
宿題がメインじゃあるけどな。一応テスト対策もするから。範囲分かってるやついるか？
I wouldn't really know.
私大体わかる。テストに出るぞって先生が言ってたの聞いてたから。
よーし、アキラ偉いぞ。
はあ。待って。
Unable to bear it any longer, Migiwa-san raised her voice.
なんだよカズちゃん。俺たち勉強会の打ち合わせで忙しいんだけど。
私も参加します。
なんだって？
私も参加します。
よっしゃー、頼もしい助っ人の参戦だぜ。
これでもテストも大丈夫って感じだね。
They high five and congratulations on the job well done.
ちょっと待ちなさいよ。あんたたち最初から私を当てにしてたの？ぬふふふふ。あなたたち。
よーし、行ったからには頼んだぜカズちゃん。よ
ろしくねカズちゃん。また引っかかった。
Did they seriously plan all of this? They used to be in a spade, so that Migiwa-san would feel left out and be pressured to join. They read Migiwa-san like an open book. I know better now than to take these two lightly. We ended up going to Amatsume's bedroom. It was rather tame, Japanese-style room, in complete contrast to Amatsume's loud and cheerful personality. That juxtaposition made the room feel all the more exotic.
どうしたのハルくん。キョロキョロして珍しいものでもある？
It's my first time here, so I couldn't help it. Come in.
そっか、そうだったね。改めていらっしゃいハルくん。それとソラちゃんもいらっしゃい。
Since everyone was coming, Sora ended up joining the study session too. Akira brought each of us our own cup of mugicha, despite us sitting all over the place.
はーい、麦茶とおせんべいだよ。好きに食べてね。
お、待ってました。じゃあまあ早速。
始める前からくつろがないでください。
一息入れてるだけだって。
You're sprawled out on the tatami mat, holding a... Wait, not a textbook, but manga?
まずは日々の授業で疲れた体を癒してだな。
Yeah, we even started, bro.
アキラと春日野くんはここ。はい、座って。
Completely ignoring Ryohei and his excuses, Migiwa-san pointed motion to the floor in front of her. Is it okay to leave Ryohei alone like that?
お兄ちゃん、漫画読んでる。いいなあ。あなたたち、人の心配ができるほど余裕あるの？
I guess.
ないかも。だったらまずは自分の面倒を見ること。テストの大体の範囲は帰りに言った通りだから、その範囲でわからないことは？
Migiwa-san grilled us relentlessly in revenge for the incident at the classroom. If she's going to study with us, she's going to take it seriously. That's the vibe I'm getting from her. I don't think she's going to allow either of us to slack off like Ryohei. Not that I can complain, since she's teaching me.
まずは授業でもダメダメだった数学からね。ソラさんは大丈夫？別に。
Clara's breezing through the problems with ease, turning one page over after the next.
ソラさんは何も言うことないみたいね。すごーい。ソラちゃん頭いいんだね。普通。
Clara has always been physically frail, so she reads a lot of books instead.
だから双子でもこれだけ出来が違うってわけだ。
Well, although we both started on the same page, Sora's 3 times further along in the textbook than I am. Well, our old school had different textbooks, so the content was a bit different.
書き方違うだけ。それって中身は一緒ってこと？
だってよ、はるか。
But they don't look like anything like.
やっぱ能力の違いかね。
It's times like these I wish Sora was the older one.
勉強する気のない人は静かにしてください。
おい。
春日野くん、わからないならわかるまで教えてあげるから頑張りましょう。
Thanks, Migiwa-san. You're a huge help.
でも春日野くんってイメージと違うからびっくりさせられることが多いわ。
Sorry for not meeting your expectations.
ごめんなさい、そういう意味じゃなくて。
都会育ちのかっこいいとこってのたまには見たいわーってよ。
Ah?
違います、そういう意味じゃなくて。じゃあなーに？アキラまで。
Migiwa-san was at an inexplicable loss for words. Something that hard to admit. It's got her a little flustered.
とにかく教科書に戻りましょう。
なんだよ、言わないのか。
がっかりだね。
Sora sighed. Except she was looking forward to Mikiwa-san's reply. Didn't expect that.
うるさい。アキラはこっち。春日野くんは自習。
Oh, right. I think it's her beauty that gives her glare such a powerful impact. I probably ought to obey her and study like she said. Or rather, that's what I'd like to do. If only I could understand a single one of these problems myself. Hmm? Did she just speak at me? Did I? Hmm? Yup, she's definitely looking at me. Mikiwa-san.
春日野くん、あなたは自習って言ったでしょ。
Yeah, you did.
中里先輩じゃないんだから、しっかり勉強してください。
Fine. Gomen. What set her off? And so night fell, and it was time for Akira to make dinner. My brain. Make dinner for Yahira-san. So the study group adjourned for the day. We're this way. See ya. Ryohei claimed he was starving and went home before us, so it was just Sora and Mikiwa-san with me at the intersection.
さっきのことだけど、あんまり気にしないでね。
Huh? About what?
なんでもないわ。それじゃ。
Okay. Bye then. Thanks for today. Sora knows. We went our separate ways, and Mikiwa-san shrank into the distance. I was anxiously wondering if we had studied enough for the test when...
ほんと調子狂うっていうか、不思議な人。
You just know. I think I heard Mikiwa-san's mother or something from off in the distance. Wow, she said it so loud that he could hear it all. That he could hear it. Wow. Okay, sure. He said it so loud. Thanks to that study session, and another one Now-chan organized the day after, I somehow made it through the test. It's a bit of a strange way to describe the test performance, but it accurately matches my sense of accomplishment. I'm tired. After that, I'm tempted to just laze about in my room. We were let out of school early today, but I don't really feel like doing anything. So this is what burnout feels like. No, I can't just sit around here. It's not even summer vacation yet. Now's not the time to slack off. I could go shopping or just get out of the house for whatever reason. As soon as I stepped outside, I was greeted by the sound of cicadas. It's barely even July. Why are they singing already? They come out too early here. It might just be the heat, but it felt like the sounds of the cicadas were coming from my very ears. There wasn't even a slight breeze, so I had to bear the full brunt of the heat. Shopping, kaimono. Let's go get something to drink. Hello? Anyone here? Ah, Yahira-san. Wasn't expecting you.
店主が自分の店にいて何がおかしいってんだ。
He was grumpy as usual. It was a bit of a relief to see a familiar sight.
まあいいや。お前ちょっとここにいろ。
Huh? Where are you going?
いるだけでいいんだよ。
Chotto, Yahira-san! She actually laughed. Is it really okay to slack off on the job like that? But I'm worried about the consequences if I don't listen to her. A few hours after buying some juice from the vending machine, she still hasn't returned. I'm looking at the shop like she asked, but why did she entrust that task to someone inexperienced like myself? And where did she go? There's a limit to how much one should slack off. I'm starting to understand why Mikiwa-san doesn't acknowledge her as Amatsune's guardian.
あれ、ハルくん、どうしたの？お留守番？
Guess so.
ああ、ヒロ姉ちゃんお出かけしちゃったんだね。
She sprung this sprung this on me. Left right after suddenly saying, sit tight. Luckily, no customers came during my shift. Isn't the shop even profitable?
自由人だね。私が代わってあげるよ。
Amatsume went into the back of the shop and came back out carrying something. In one hand was a plastic bag full of potatoes and carrots. What's that?
今日のお晩ご飯だよ。
For you and Yahiro-san? You said something about cooking dinner for her at the study group, didn't you? Do you do that often?
ほぼ毎日かな。私、晩ご飯はひろ姉ちゃんと一緒に食べてるんだよ。
You said she was your guardian, right? According to what Migiwa-san said, her Oji-chan died. Oji-san died. No one would take her in.
おじいちゃんが亡くなって、私、身寄りがいなくなっちゃって。施設とかに行くか、誰かの家でお世話になるかってことになって、その時に帰ってきたのがひろ姉ちゃん。東京で働いてたんだけど、めんどくさくなったって戻ってきた時、私の面倒を見てやるって言ってくれたの。
If it weren't for Yahiro-san, Amatsume might not have been able to stay in this town. Were you too close?
このお店ね、ひろ姉ちゃんのおばあちゃんのなんだ。
Yahiro-san's Oba-chan. She actually has family
う
around?
ちの神社とこのお店って近いでしょ。私、おばあちゃんがやってた頃からお手伝いしててね。子供の時はひろ姉ちゃんに遊んでもらったこともあるんだよ。
It seems those happy memories brought a smile to her face. It was so natural, you would think that it was her resting expression. Huh? That's it?
何が？
Yeah. First, it would take someone in just because they played with them ages ago. We're actually related by blood, even if reality wasn't as dramatic as that. I expected something a little more impactful. But the way she smiles tells me that it's as simple as that.
アキラ来たのか？
おかえり、ひろ姉ちゃん。
カレーか。肉の代わりに変な葉っぱ入れんなよ。
月桂樹だよ。葉っぱじゃなくて。
葉っぱだろ、どう見たって。とにかく禁止な。
わかった。
あっちいからカレーも長持ちしねえんだよな。
Yahira scowled at the setting sun, and then flickered tongue as the day's last rays of the light filled the shop.
冷凍庫で冷やしておけばいつでも食べられるよ。
めんどくせえ。
If she can't be bothered to do that, why'd she even take in Amatsune?
準備してくるね。
ああ、頼むわ。んでお前はいつまでいる気だ？
Huh? Me?
私が帰ってきたんだ。もういいってことくらいわかんだろ。帰れ。
To shoot me away with her hands. Jesus Christ, this needs some editing. I get the feeling she doesn't care about anyone else besides Amatsune, so I offhandedly called out to her from behind after she turned around. Why did you decide to take care of Amatsune? I voiced a question that had been on my mind for some time now.
つまんねえこと聞くなよな。
I didn't mean to.
アホ。突っ込んだこと聞くなら最後まで責任持ち上がる。つまんないことだからダチン代わりに聞かせてやるよ。
Okay. Is helping her out really a good enough reason to tell me?
あいつのじいさんの葬式に行った時にな。どいつもこいつも責任のなすり合いをしててよ。ムカついたんだ。ったく、今思い出してもうせ。慣れた田舎ならって思ったのによ。どこにだってムカつくやつはいるってか。東京も田舎も人間は変わらねえよな。
He spat those words with her usual annoyed tone, but her eyes simmered with a serious anger I had never seen before. It was like they could burn a hole straight through whatever thick her rock.
ま、嫁のやつはばあさんが可愛がってたからな。私までほっぽってたらばあさんが化けてたたりそうだったんだよ。それに毎日飯作ってくれる条件だったら、ま、そんな悪い取引じゃねえだろ。
That was what you were after?
バカ、それもだよ。
Yahira growled at me as she squinted at the evening sun. Not angry, not annoyed, just sort of let herself get lost in the evening sun's glow.
あいつは風船みたいなやつなんだ。ほっといたらフラフラどっか行っちまう。 何かにくくりつけとくくらいがちょうどいいんだよ。
You actually like her?
アホ、今の話聞いてわかんねえのかよ。
I thought you meant something like, she's really important to me.
ガキに聞かせるには早い話だったか。
I think the original text here disappeared. What is going on here? You don't like her?
ああ、帰れ帰れ。お前に話すことはもうない。早く帰れ。帰らねえんなら二度と帰れなくしてやる。
I'm going right now on my way. She's scary, but she's committed to caring for Amatsune despite the trouble. So Matsuri must be right. Yahiro-san, doing a different way from Migiwa-san, really does treasure Amatsune. Amatsune and Migiwa-san's allies have increased by 1. On that note, I suppose there was some merit to tending the shop today. What a weird day that this was, huh? Didn't I come here to do shopping? But if I go back to the Dagashiya now, she really will kill me. I give up for today. Oh, I think that sign means the fireworks are starting. Hurry up, Sora. They might be waiting for us.
子供みたい。
Huh? Haven't you been looking forward to this too? I like how Sora has a lot of outfits. She's wearing a rosary cross. I don't know, it's just crossed it.
眠い。
Sora let out a cute yawn and rubbed her eyes. What? Were you too excited? What is this misspelling? For today and couldn't get any sleep?
暑かった。
Soka. It's not like she was thrilled about this to begin with, but even now she still doesn't look up for it. Anyway, we should get it going. I'm sure Amatsune and Migiwa-san are there already.
はいは
Today was the day of the festival we had been preparing for. Normally we'd just go pray and visit the street stands at night, but today we're helping out a bit. I haven't heard what we'll be helping out with, but it'll be cool to see what it's like working backstage. That's jogging along the road we take to school every day. I spotted a nicely decorated stone monument nearby. I felt a little swell of pride knowing I helped make those decorations. Let me clap my hands.
い。何？
Just spraying a bit. I'm already done. Come on. If you don't hurry, we'll be late, Sora.
春。自分が立ち止まったくせに。
お、来たな。
おはよう、はるちゃん、そらちゃん。
うひょー、そらちゃん。
Wait, something weird happened to my audio. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Let's go.
ごぶわ。
That was a loud whack.
こんな時にまで何してるんですか、あなたは。みんないらっしゃい。今日はありがとね。
Migiwa-san, Matsume, ohayo. I guess we're a bit late. Migiwa-san is dressed in a Japanese attire. Maybe it's because it's a rare sight to meet, but she radiates such a magnificent presence. Wow, she's beautiful.
何ですか、春日野くん。そんなに見ないでください。
Go in. I was just a little mesmerized.
一人って。
No, I didn't mean. Maybe it's the festival atmosphere, but I'm feeling a little different than usual. The stands along the shrine road began cooking, and the smell of fresh yakisoba and crepes filled the air. You can't blame me for getting in the spirit over Dad, can you? All right. What can I do to help?
そうね、春日野くんたちは。
俺たち男どもは雑用だな。力仕事とかやることはたくさんあるぜ。
What about Sora?
俺の専属費。
ソラさんは私と頼姫先輩と一緒に来賓の方のおもてなしをお願いします。あ、余ってる巫女服着るならこっちだよ。
Sora in a Miku outfit.
いい
I prefer her staying as God Lolita. Anyway, speaking of Mikos, Amatsume isn't the only one helping today, right? Some unfamiliar girls wearing the same Miko outfit were seated at the shrine office's stand. Looks like there are a few in the back too.
いやー旦那巫女さんに目をつけるとはお目が高い
Where'd they come from though?
赤と白のコントラスト艶やかな黒髪におしとやかな立ち居振る舞い清楚で可憐くーたまんねえよなこれが萌えってやつか
It's gotta be hot and sticky underneath those clothes, so I can't think of them like that.
神職に対して何を考えてるんだか。あの方たちは町の神社から手伝いに来てくださったんです。
Oh, okay, so they do that, I guess.
他にも宮司さんや町内会の人たちにも手伝ってもらってるの。アキラ一人じゃ祭りはできないから。
Akane is normally the only one working at this jinja, right?
ええ、神主はアキラの祖父の友人の方がしてるわ。この方も町の神社の方だから週に一度様子を見に来るくらいだけど、アキラはね神社の掃除や管理をするってことでここに住み込みをさせてもらってるの。
Wait, I know I just took a break because of the audio thing, but something just came up. I'll be right back. Okay, let's continue. That's how it is. I took another look around. There are quite a lot of people bustling about. With a umatsuri of this scale, they must need a lot of help.
はいはい、おしゃべりはそこまで。お仕事の時間だよ。特に右輪さん、そろそろ来賓のお客さんが来ちゃうから急ぎましょう。あ、すみません。そろさんも行きましょう。みんな、お仕事終わったら露店巡りしようね。
Now then, I think this is okay.
ああそんなもんでいいんじゃねえか
We were carrying boxes of fortune slips and charms to the shrine grounds. The shrine office sells them in their goods section to visitors. We had to pick up each box and carry them one at a time into the shrine office. Stocking supplies is something I'm normally on the buying end of. It's a lot of work, and it puts things into perspective. Once delivered, the Migos opened the boxes and neatly lined the shelves with their contents. While we made our delivery trips, guests were gathering in the reception room. Faces I've seen before, and faces I haven't. Anyway, there were a lot of people. Migiwa-san and Namatsume were greeting them and handing out tea. They were probably special attendees from the city. They were giving this place meticulous looks ups and downs. Compared to what they're doing, this endless late manual labor doesn't seem so bad. Some old men emerged from the shrine office and paused in the doorway. I
あ
recognize
の
them.
方たちがこの町の町長さんと助役さん、それと区長さん。
Migiwa-san came up alongside me and whispered an explanation.
さすがの先生と親しかった方たちだから後で挨拶したらどうかしら。
No way, I get too nervous.
どこにでもいる普通のおじいさんたちよ。
They might seem that way to you, but I'll look over at the seniors again as they turn towards the stairs. Nearby stood a well-built man in Japanese clothes, and the tall, slender man in the suit maintained a respectful distance behind him. The one in front looked to be in his 40s, with the other one perhaps in his 50s, but they were both clearly younger than the village head. And yet the village head bowed his head lower in greetings. Migiwa-san identified himself as the village head, so I expect those two to show the deference to him. However, it seems they're actually his senpai. Even Migiwa-san looked a bit nervous. Kare da. Right before I finished the thought, I remembered. I had seen the man in the back before. He was driving Migiwa-san's family car. He's their chauffeur or something, which means...
父よ。
Migiwa-san let out a small groan. Sumari, this was also Amatsume's chichi. Perhaps these were Migiwa-san's thoughts mingling with mine, but a wave of complicated feelings hit me as I studied him. There was something like a mix of hatred and respect.
この度はお忙しいところお越しいただいてありがとうございました。
Amatsume waited until her Tosan finished extracting pleasantries with the village head, and then greeted him herself.
今年も盛大に頼みますよ。
It felt like a normal exchange between the shrine delegate and their guest of honor. You wouldn't think it was actually a conversation between family. After bidding Amatsume farewell, his eyes landed on Migiwa-san standing beside me. Migiwa-san bowed her head with a neutral expression, but her Chichue only response was a brief look of acknowledgement before he entered the shrine office with Amatsume and the village head. Migiwa-san watched him leave with a stern look in her eyes. You okay? You're making a scary face.
そう？やだ私。
You'll frighten the guests if they see you like that.
気をつけるわよ。ほら、春日野くんも自分の仕事あるんでしょ？油売ってちゃダメよ。
You're the one who approached me. Okay, see you later then.
いってらっしゃい。頑張ってね。
She regained her composure and said goodbye. That said, it was manual labor, but the shrine goods and things for the ceremony that we were hauling weren't actually that heavy. But going back and forth countless times made it a lot heavier, harder. And after the ceremony is over, I'll have to help take everything down. And if the shrine office doesn't sell out, I'll have to carry the goods back too. But for now, the first round of work was done, and it was time for a short break.
お疲れだね、はるくん。
It was a bit rough since I'm not in shape. You're taking a break too?
私はこれからみそぎ。儀式の前にお清めするんだよ。
Oh yeah, I remember now. Okay. The purification committee. That's when you pour water over your head.
そうそう。お作法とかいろいろあって面倒だったりするんだけどね。お祭りが冬じゃなくて助かったよ。
If it was in winter, would you still have to do it?
ダメだろうね。
It wouldn't make for a nice story if she were to catch a cold.
時間なくなっちゃうからもう行くね。
Come in. Gambatte. She waved at me while running towards the back of the shrine. I thought the only thing over there was a mountain trail. Where is she going? Aren't you supposed to wash yourself in the bathroom? If you watch the anime, you know how she washes herself. Anyway.
春日野くん、アキラ見なかった？
Or maybe in her round. I don't know. She said she was headed to the purification ceremony and ran off that way.
もう行っちゃったの？どうしよう。
Huh? どうしたの？
あの子ったら新しい襦袢とか置いていったみたいだから。
Oh yeah, she was empty-handed, but I thought there was something to change into over there.
湖にそんなものないわよ。あれほど忘れるなって言ったのに。
Okay, so they do explain it. Okay. Lake? That's where she's going to wash herself?
春日野くんは知らなかったのね。山のね、神社より上の方に湖があるの。そこが神社のお清めの水なのよ。お蝶唾の水もそこから引いてるのよ。
So, very important during the end, during Sora's world, by the way. I've learned several new things today.
話し込んでる場合じゃなかったわ。そうだ、春日野くん、一つ頼まれてくれない？
No problems. Need me to carry something else?
女の子のものだから着替えは私が持ってくわ。春日野くんはアキラに少し待っててって伝えてほしいの。着物じゃあまり早く走れないから。
Wakata. I'll chase her down. You can take your time, Migiwa-san.
ありがとう。気をつけてね。
I took the road to the side of the shrine and ran after Akira. I think I remember going this way before. Amatsume and I went cicada hunting in this forest. Back then, I didn't know there was a lake up here. It's been a long time since then. This path is a lot more untamed than it was in my memories. There was nothing in the way of the stairs, and tree roots struck out at random, making it hard to run. Small rocks that were easy to trip over also dotted the path. road isn't the right word for it. It's more like an animal trail. That Amatsume seriously ran through here? She wore sandals while I had sneakers. Despite the mountain road, I expected to catch up easily, but I haven't seen her yet. Don't tell me I'm on the wrong road. Thanks to the noisy racket from the cicadas, I couldn't hear what was going on at the shrine grounds. I couldn't have gone that far, but I can't hear the festival music. Just the swaying of branches and rustling of leaves. It's almost like I've gotten lost in another world. No way that's true. What kind of a coward am I? I talked out loud, trying to encourage myself. I needed to pump myself up to keep going. I made it. Suddenly the trees parted, and the glittering lake lay spread out before me. A cool breeze swept over the lake's surface and evaporated my fatigue. I couldn't feel the heat, and it was such a beautiful place that it was hard to believe that I hadn't taken a portal to another world.
あれハルくんどうしたの
On the lake shore, Akira stood in front of what looked like a plain wooden shelf. While I can't really say that I made it in time, at least she hadn't started the purification ceremony yet. Miwa-san told me to tell you to wait a bit while she brings you a change of clothes.
ああ、そういや忘れちゃってたかも。わざわざありがとう、ハルくん。
I was hoping I'll be able to catch you before you got here, though. Guess I didn't make it.
はあ、来るの大変だったでしょ。お茶飲む
Thanks, I'll have a cup. She pulls out a tea kettle that had been sitting in the water. On the other side of the lake, I spotted an old shrine. The structure was weathered and battered, making it look almost historical. There's a shrine here too?
そうだね。あそこはもうだいぶ使ってないところだけどね。
I nodded while Amatsume poured my tea. I scanned the area once again, feeling confident that I hadn't been here before. Do you remember when we went semi-hunting as kids? Did we ever come up here?
来てないんじゃないかな。来てないと思うよ。
So this is my first time here. Then, after coming once, there's no way I'd forget such a gorgeous scene, I suppose.
気に入ってくれたんなら嬉しいな。
Yeah, I like it a lot.
アキラ着替
Migiwa-san finally arrived.
え。アキラったら本当に抜けてるんだから。
It must have been hard going up that mountain trail in a kimono. I could see beads of sweat gathered on her brow. Migiwa-san handed an undershirt and a Japanese towel to Akira.
カズちゃん、ありがと
Akira placed the change of clothes on the shelf, then started disrobing. Akira, wait!
う。何
Nothing. She just suddenly undressed like that. If I hadn't turned around fast enough, I'd seen her.
菅野くん。
Migiwa-san. She's mad. She's mad, isn't she?
春日野くんは先に降りてて。
Hi, I'm going.
見てかないのアキラ
Go in, Akira. I'm curious, but at least he's honest. I'm curious. But maybe next time.
らしい。そういう人だったんだ。
It was a little Jordan. Tried to light it.
早く言って。
Hi. Sugu. Whoa. Looks like I picked the wrong topic to joke about. I shamefully went down back down the mountain. Ah! Ita! And when I arrived, I tripped and fell.
何やってるのよもう。
You don't have to laugh, you know. Very important. These are very important stuff to know for the later part of the story.
探したぜ相棒。
When I mean later part, I'm talking about Sora. Anyway. When I came down, I saw Ryohei waiting and giving me a thumbs up. With the upbeat Japanese orchestra and Ryohei's enthusiasm, the heat and noise felt unreal. What now?
弁当だ弁当。儀式が終わったら昼食会だからな。その前に運ぶんだよ。俺らの分もあるからな。むちゃくちゃうまいんだぜ。俺なんかこれのために手伝ってるからな。
Were they really that good?
おお、ほっぺたが落ちるってのはああいうのを言うんだろうぜ。あれを弁当っつったらうちのおかんが作るのはベだな、ベ。
Sure, whatever you say.
2文字目まで言ったら下品だろ。
With a shit-eating grin, he gave me another thumbs up. This heat is something else. So, where are we bringing these bento? A pile of boxes were stacked in front of the door to the shrine office. I think we're supposed to take them inside.
応接間があるからな。そこだよ。ナオが部屋を整えてるから、その手伝いもな。
Gotcha. Okay, let's get going. We made several trips back and forth, arranging the bentos on the trays. The tatami room with all the trays lined up in a row was quite a sight to behold. Migiwa-san's Oto Chichiue will probably be sitting here, in the seat of honor, with everyone else in rank order.
俺たち下っ端構成員は弁当はもらえても食うのは外だけどな。
そろそろ儀式も終わる頃だね。お偉方も戻ってくるし、外に出よっか。
Yeah, I guess we should. Oi! Sora! We're going!
あらみんな、もうお弁当の時間？右輪さんの分も取ってあるけど、こっちで食べる？ええ、ありがとうございます。では私はお茶を取ってきますね。
ほんじゃあ俺たちは場所を取ってくら。社務所の脇に行くからよ。
くれぐれも参拝の方の邪魔にならないようにしてください。
みんなの分かってるってのに、ね、
あんたの場合、いくら念をしても押しすぎるってことはないけどね。
It is Ryohei after all.
おいおい、俺はやるときゃやる男だぜ。なあ、ソラちゃん。
近づくな。
He's really treated as a creep.
なかなかいい蹴りだったぜ、ソラちゃん。
これ何？
I'd love to know. Well, at least he can't bother the worshippers now.
さあ、悪も滅びたところで私たちはご飯にしよう。
賛成。
He's not defeated at all. Lunch was amazing, like Ryohei said. It's depressing how it made my cooking seem like dog food in comparison. They tasted like they came from a traditional Japanese restaurant. This meal alone made today's work worthwhile. Which makes me no different than Ryohei. Is Amatsume skipping lunch?
アキラは中で食べてるわ。あれでも神社の人間だからね。来賓の相手もしてるの。何かしでかさないかって心配だけど。
I really like Sora's outfit. Look at that. Sorry, I was just comparing. I have a figure of Sora in my apartment. Like, yeah, I was looking at it just now, and yeah.
右輪さんは心配しすぎよ。毎年やってることなんだから。ほら、お茶飲む？いただきます。春日野くんも湯飲みが空になってる。
Yeah, thanks. What followed was a weird sequence of Nao-chan filling Migiwa-san's cup, then Migiwa-san filling mine, which means I had to pour someone else's cup, but
いらない。
Sora quickly hid her cup. But Ryohei and Nao-chan's cups had plenty of tea left.
でもあの子、毎年何かしら失敗してるから。
いや、どっちかっていうとアキラの失敗が祭りの景気づけになってるよな。
まあ、アキラちゃんらしいって言えばらしいよね。何言ってるんですか。神聖な儀式で失敗なんかしたりしたら。
今年はまだ失敗してないよな。ってことは次の神楽あたりが怪しいか。
それこそとんでもない話です。監修の面前で恥をかいたら。だから心配しすぎだって。アキラちゃんも練習はしてるんだから。だといいんですけど。そろそろ時間だね。ほら、良平、行った行った。
へい、はるか、行くぞ。
The next job? What are we doing now?
神楽が近いので、その準備をお願いします。道具とか用意しないとね。場所は良平が分かってるから。
That's one job after
こ
another.
れで大体最後だから。終わったらみんなで露店巡りしましょう。
Okay, it's my last job, so I'll do my best. But before we could get everything on stage, the performers showed up, so we had to get out of their way. They told us not to worry because not all of them are going on at once, but just the thought of failing had me panicking. But I calmed down when they explained that there were many acts before Amatsume's turn. At last, we finished moving everything and rushed to the Kagura Hall.
さすがのくんこっち
Mikiwa-san had saved seats for us near the front.
よかった間に合って
Up on the stage, the performers danced with intense passion. Amatsume is supposed to be on next. Ryohei should be here soon too.
あいつの場合アキラちゃんの神楽よりその前の七福神の方が見たかったかもしれないけどね
食いもんもらえんだから嬉しいに決まってるだろ。
せめてご利益があるからと言ってください始まりますよ
As the dancers were going backstage, a bell chimed, and then another, with successive ringing coming faster and faster after the last. A hush fell over the audience. In just a few moments, the atmosphere had completely changed. Finally, Amatsume emerged on the side of the stage. Her eyes closed in a trance, she glided gracefully forward, contrasting her usual cheerful, bouncy movements. What's this dance called? I whispered to Wigui-san so I wouldn't disturb the others.
開闢神地よ
I wonder why they don't have like a super special CG, showing just her dancing or something like that. But like, yeah. It's a legend from long ago, when Okukukozume was just a tiny village. It tells the story of a girl from this land, struggling alongside her servants to protect the village from a foreign army. Her name was Sayori Hime. This jinja was made in her honor. Before the festival, the servants decorated the countless Ushujin statues. Amatsume, who was playing Sayori Hime, wasn't dressed in her usual Miko outfit. Instead, she wore a flashier one with numerous adornments. Yeah, they really should have had a special CG for that. She gazed into the distance with unfamiliar eyes and a yearning expression on her face. It fit the image of a tragic girl so perfectly that I actually believed it if someone said that she was the reincarnation of a kami-sama. The sight of Amatsume is so cool. Kimono suit you well too, so wouldn't you be out of place? So you wouldn't be out of place up there either.
私はダメよそれにさよ姫様は一人だし一緒に待ったら私悪者よ
Yeah, that's true, but I do want to see you two dancing together.
絶対嫌だからね
Mikiwa-san's tones soared. As the dance neared its climax, it got more and more exciting. A huge war had ended, and the disaster had been averted, but the Hime-sama had exhausted her power and was forced to sleep. The people, sorry to see her go, bid her a final farewell, and the chime of the bells rang out longingly, as if reluctant to part until the very end. And then... While trying to turn around, Amatsume stepped on her robe and fell face forward on stage. Amatsume climbed back to her feet and coyly stuck out her tongue, to which the audience burst out in laughter. The solemn atmosphere was instantly dispelled.
そこは笑うところじゃないのに
But it's just like her.
そうだけど怖い子あんな時に笑えるなんて
Messing up big time and being able to laugh it off made me realize just how much of an airhead she really is. We turned our attention back to the stage, where Amatsume made eye contact with us and waved.
真面目にやりなさいよ
The crowd tried to stifle their laughter again, and with that the ceremonial atmosphere dissipated, and the curtains closed. In no time, the lively Omatsuri mood picked up again.
あー疲れた緊張したよ
After changing and exiting the Kagura Hall, Amatsume rejoined us, and she was smiling nonchalantly despite what she just said.
どこがよ最後なんか思いっきり気が抜けてたじゃない台無しよえそうだっけ失敗してもヘラヘラしないでちゃんと続けなさいよねちゃんと踊ったよ私たちに手振ったでしょうん二人ともなんかいい雰囲気だったから何よそれ別に見てただけよそうなのどうなのハルくん
Yeah, we were just watching together.
なんだそっか そうよ。別に何もないわよ。
It'll probably be best if she didn't stress it so much.
じゃあ私は他の演者さんに挨拶してくるね。
The pattering of her sandals rang out as she fluttered away. That smile she had at the end is still stuck in my head.
春日野くんもまだ片付けがあるんでしょ。
Yeah, got to go. Or is she mad at me too? Light poured out from the street stands. The shrine road had become a river of people, with children weaving in and out of the few gas they could find. Parents brought cotton candy for their kids. A young couple caught goldfish nearby, and the students across the street ate takoyaki on the go. All this was set against the background noise of shopkeepers hawking their food and games to passer-by. I'd never seen a jinja this crowded before. Although I was a bit overwhelmed, the festive mood was infectious, and I couldn't help being excited. We finished the rest of the work for the jinja, and there was nothing left to pack up. The shrine staff organized some sort of party, which Yahiro-san also attended for free drinks. And so at last, my squad of helpers was dismissed.
お腹すいた。
俺もペッコペコだぜ。
Well, we haven't eaten since lunch. I'm quite famished too.
食べよう食べよう。買い食い買い食い。
たこ焼き、イカ焼き、焼きそば、クレープ、りんご飴、綿菓子、かき氷、チョコバナナ。
Half of those are barely snacks, you know.
お好み焼きでも何でもいいから食べたいよ。
子供じゃないんですから騒がないでください。みっともない。食べたいんなら買えば誰も止めないから。 私あれ爆弾たこ焼きがいい。
おっしゃ行けアキラっていうか行くぞアキラ。
ラジャーりょう兄ちゃん。
Aren't they excited? Was that all an act?
本当にもう子供みたいなんだから。でもお腹空いたのはみんな同じだよね。良平、私たちの分も忘れないでよ。
Ryohei turned around to wave in acknowledgement. Then the rest of us slowly followed their wake. They must have a good coordination if they're able to run through this crowd. But that's exactly what makes them so childlike.
ソラちゃんは大丈夫？疲れてない？
I got distracted.
ちょっとだけごめんなさい。慣れない手伝いを頼んでしまったから。そっちより人混みの方がいいよ。
Somewhere to rest. There's the shrine office, but they're holding that party.
本殿の方なら人も少ないと思うけど。
Getting there won't be easy. We'll have to go through that massive crowd on the shrine road.
なーに新規癖ずらしてんだよ。ほら食え食え。
はい、ソラちゃんの分。
Sora panicked when she saw those tennis ball-sized things shoved at her. That's a takoyaki bomb.
そうそう、とっても美味しいんだよ。これ食べたら元気出るよ。
Man, that's a really big takoyaki, man. The size of a tennis ball. What the fuck?
うん。 中はとろっとしてて、それでタコがいっぱい入ってるんだよね。私も食べようっと。ちょっと良平、私にもよこしなさいよ。
分かってるよ。順番だ順番。ほら、はるかも。
Thanks. Is this really takoyaki? I've never seen one this big before. Its diameter is about 3 times larger than normal. It's a mystery why it hasn't exploded yet. Not wanting to be left out, I took a cautious bite. The filling rushed into my mouth. It was as delicious as it was hot. The texture of the chewy octopus and the crispy bits of batter complemented each other well. This huge takoyaki was bursting with various flavors. Ah, not bad. Come on, try some too, Migiyo-san.
はいはい。さすがのくんも子供みたい。
Really?
だってほっぺたにソースついてるんだもん。はい、ティッシュ。
Thanks, Migiyo-san.
だけどこのたこ焼き一つは私には多いから半分食べてくれる？
I can eat half, no problem. A single one of these is about as much as a normal order of takoyaki, but I was still hungry. And considering all the games we're about to play, it's best if I replenish my energy.
よーし、次はあの上海焼きそばだ。ついてこい、アキラ。
They took off as soon as the rest of us finished eating. They said they were hungry, but I think running around is even more fun for them.
ああ、もうこんなところで走ったら危ないわよ。周りが見えてないのよ。ああ、ぶつかった。何やってるのよ、もう。
They didn't even realize that they had crashed into someone, so Migiyo-san went to apologize for them. It reminded me of Okasa apologizing for her child.
右足離れたらはぐれちゃうよ。ああ、もうダブルアキラも見失っちゃ
Those two never think ahead, do they?
う。私ちょっと止めてくるから、はるちゃんはソラちゃんと右輪さんお願いね。
Don't you get up to any mischief either, okay?
私はあの二人とは違うよ。
Or so she says.
みんなはどこに？
When she finished apologizing, Migiyo-san came back to find only us left. At some point, Sora and I lost track of the others too. Now-chan went to get our pair of troublemakers. For now, let's head to the yakisoba stand. But with the crowd growing more and more tense, pushing through the waves of people was harder than I thought. Everyone was moving from stall to stall at their own chaotic pace. So unless you caught the flow, it was nearly impossible to move. Or rather, it was impossible to move on your own. As we were suddenly pushed and forced to move along, which caused us to lose Sora. And just like that, the current whisked us away again. Migiyo-san! Just as I thought I was going to lose Kazuha too, I grabbed her hand without thinking.
さすがのく。
I'm not trying to. Before I could finish my excuse, Migiyo-san squeezed my hand tightly in return and stopped. Damn! Nice. Just like that. Her cheeks bloomed bright red.
これはね、私たちまではぐれて迷子になったらいけないからで、余計にややこしいでしょ。
Slowly she came to her senses there. Yeah, because we got separated. We nodded to each other frantically. The softness of her hand was so distracting. I almost forgot that what we were doing was out of ordinary. I could feel how slender and womanly her hand was. It was so warm too, which made my heart pound. I wasn't just one-sidedly grabbing her hand, she was holding on to me too.
お、そこの彼氏と彼女、ちょっと寄っていきなよ。
そんなんじゃないです。
Migiyo-san instantly corrected the shopkeeper.
そこの仲のいいカップルのお二人、たこ焼きどうだい？焼きたてだよ。
だから違います。 ますたこ焼きは先ほどいただきました
Every time we were called out, she rigorously denied it. Meanwhile, her grip on my hand was equally forceful. She said that while she keeps her hand there. You could just ignore them. They say that to everyone.
でも春日野くんはそんなにからかわれたら嫌じゃない
Truth be told, I enjoy being mistaken for her Kadashi. It's kind of nice being seen at a festival with her as my... Oh, wait. Maybe I switched the words. I think I did. Oh, yeah, Kanajo's girlfriend. Okay, sorry. It's like I don't remember that fucking scam of a manga. Anyway. Or if Mikiwa-san really was my Kanajo, I wouldn't mind that at all. It's not much of a problem for me, even if they are wrong. But I'm sorry if it's bothering you.
違うのよ私も
Just like that, man. Just like that. Neither of us could continue talking. Mikiwa-san's cheeks were still scarlet, and I'm sure mine were too.
そこで見つめ合ったらラブラブな二人さ暑さを吹き飛ばすかき氷なんてどうだいあーいやその暑さは吹き飛ばしたらダメかな
もういいですなるようにしかなりません
She declared that strongly, then marched off, pulling me along by the hand. Eventually, we pushed our way to a stand called Shanghai Yakisoba. Jesus, I'm getting distracted. But we didn't recognize any of the customers in line. I couldn't even spot the noisy and conspicuous double akira in the sea of people.
そんなに広い神社でもないから適当に回ってたらそのうち見つかるわ
Okay, let's have a look over there, over near those stands.
じゃあ小物とか見ていいガラスのお店があるのよあ春日野くんがお腹空いてるんだったらそっちが先でもいいのよ
What about you?
さっきの巨大たこ焼きで十分ですあれを食べてもまだ食べるって方がわかんないわ
Well, he's a growing boy. Different stomachs for different festival foods.
どういうものかしら
I've heard this line before. When you're so excited, you don't realize that you're full, even if you actually are. Do you not eat much at Omatsuris?
私はアキラがあれこれと買っては食べようとするから食べ過ぎないように止める側よあの子ったらそれでも買いすぎるから二人で分けるのだから自分じゃ買わないのよ
Yeah, I can see that happening. Although, I can't imagine Mikiwa-san is very effective at keeping Amatsumi under control.
そこのかっこいいお兄ちゃんと美人のお姉ちゃんたち金魚すくいやってかない
And that voice called out to us was an adult. I don't think we'd stop. But it was a middle school age boy manning the stall, which drew our attention. Mikiwa-san, do you want to try?
でも
It's easy. Come on, sit down for now. Just one round.
はい毎度200円だよ
Oh, nice UG. The goldfish catching thing. I let off as an example, slowly lowering the paper net above the fish tank. I aimed at the red one as it slowly swam from side to side, oblivious to my presence. When it came to a rest, I dipped the net in and moved under the fish and lifted. Just as I lifted it, the paper fell apart.
菅野くんは得意じゃないってわけね
Sorry to let you down.
そんな風には思わないけど。じゃあ私がやってみるわね。
Migiwa-san took the net, approached the fish tank like it did.
どの子がいいかしら。このあっちこっちフラフラしてる子にしよっと。元気に泳いでてアキラみたいだし。
She followed the goldfish around with her net, and right when the fish swam close to the surface, she plunged the net in and lifted it back up.
やった救えたわ。
Her happiness was short-lived.
はいお姉ちゃん残念。
During her brief moment of joy, the spunky fish she had scooped up jumped and broke the paper. Back in the fish tank, the goldfish swam around wildly once again. If you get one, you had to put it in the bowl.
こんなの初めてなんだからわかるわけないでしょ。今のでコツもつかんだからもう一回やれば取れるわよ。
もう一回だね。アイドン。
今度こそ捕まえるんだから諦め待ってなさいよ。
That goldfish has turned into Amatsume. Eyes intensely tracking Amatsume, Migiwa-san stalked the fish with her net. This time with a bowl in mind, she waited for her chance. She quickly dipped the net, but the fish swam away as she came up empty.
今度こそ。
Another failure. Although it hasn't broken yet, the paper was thoroughly wet, so I doubted it could support the weight of a fish.
逃がさないんだから。
It seems Migiwa-san's ferocity drove the goldfish into a corner. He had nowhere to left him run, but just in case. Give me one too.
はいはいどうぞどうぞっと。
I came up from behind the fish in a pincer move, and when the fish noticed my new net, I swam right into. Right on cue, Migiwa-san scooped it up in one swift motion, but her net began to rip under the weight of the fish. Once the paper starts to tear, if any weight is put on it, it will collapse instantly. She wasted no time to bring it into the bowl, but it was looking dicey. Oops. And just when things looked lost, I caught it with my net. Sliding my net under Migiwa-san's as it fell apart, I safely dropped the goldfish into the bowl.
やったわ。どううまいもんでしょ。
Migiwa-san pumped her fist and gleefully showed me the bowl with her successful catch. She was showing it off not just to me, but also the shopkeeper and everyone else nearby. I think this is the first time I've seen her have so much fun.
金魚すくいってこんなに楽しかったのね。アキラがやってるのを見てるだけだったから知らなかった。
Ah, she's finally having her own set of fun now. Migiwa-san put our prize in the plastic bag and stepped back with a satisfied look on her face. Okay. I need to close my second monitor. Jesus Christ. Searching for something. Evidently pleased, she hummed to herself and poked the bag. She's always calling Amatsume childish, but this side of Migiwa-san is pretty childlike too.
早速明日水槽を買ってこなきゃね。
I would have thought you already had have a koi pond, don't you?
ダメよ、他の魚と一緒にするなんて。ちゃんと用意してあげないとかわいそう。水草とろ過器がいるわよね。あ、そうそう、温度計とヒーターも用意しないと。
Wow, she's going all in. Heater?
冬になったら寒いでしょ。餌は何がいいのかしら。
She was smiling from ear to ear, imagining this and that. By the sound of it, you'd think she just came into the possession of a rare tropical fish.
何？
Goldfish don't need that much. Treating a festival goldfish like an exotic pet. She really is an Ojo-sama.
何？なんで笑うのよ。
That's because. なんでも。
何がおかしいのか知らないけど、そんなに笑うことないでしょ。
ごめん。
笑いながら謝ったって知りません。
本当にごめん。I didn't mean anything bad.
知りません。
She turned her back on me, but
かわいい。
Migiwa-san's expression is softening as she watched the goldfish flap its mouth inside the bag. Hurrah for the goldfish.
ちょっとはしゃぎすぎたし、何か飲み物でも飲みましょうか。
Good idea. My treat.
そんな気を使わなくてもいいのに。
You want soft drink, juice?
じゃあ、リンゴで。
Wakata. Ringo juice it is.
じゃあ俺メロンソーダな。
Ah!
探したよ、カズちゃん。あなたたち、いつから？
邪魔しないでいてやったんだぜ。俺たちにもおごってくれてもいいだろ。
金魚取れたんだね。すごい。私はやめようって言ったんだけどね。
Sora doesn't like that. The four of them each wore a different expression. Double Akira was grinning, but Amatsume seemed clueless as to why.
帰る。待ってよ。お祭りはこれからだよ。いやー、帰る。
Migiwa-san was already in tears while trying to escape the clinging Amatsume. Though admittedly, I was just as surprised and embarrassed. But I understood why Amatsume didn't want to leave the Omatsuri so early. Here, Migiwa-san. I tried to calm Migiwa-san down by offering her the apple juice I bought.
はるくんありがとう。
Amatsume took a swig of the cup I was holding while she clung to Migiwa-san.
趣味が悪いったらないわよ。
Don't fuming, Migiwa-san took the juice from me and downed it all in one go.
おかわり。
A kawari.
次は私がおごってあげる。おじさん、おかわり。
She grabbed the empty cup and ran off toward the juice stand. I wonder if she's trying to get that cup refilled like that.
ほら、こぼしてるじゃない。
It seems the juice leapt out when I was passing her the cup. Migiwa-san took out some pocket dishes from her sleeve and wiped the juice off my hand. Thanks.
別に春日野くんに怒ってるわけじゃないんだから。
She moved closer to me and gave an embarrassed excuse.
ジュースごちそうさま。
I think I'm the only one who heard what followed.
ねえねえはるか、テストどうだった？
What's with that flirty voice? Ryohei's sudden question combined with a disgusting girly tone made the humidity 3 times worse. The electric fan had no effect other than making a worn old groan. And the windows were fully open too.
で、どうだったんだよ。全部帰ってきたろ？見せろよ。隠すなよ。
No way. Why do I have to show to you?
なんだ？もしかして赤点で補習決定か？
はるくん、そうなんだ。残念。
No, I avoided them, though just barely.
なんだよ。だったら隠すことねえだろ。
よかったね、はるくん。これで一緒に海に行けるね。
何？ってことは赤点組は俺だけか？
Oh, my condolences. Wait, what'd you say, Amatsume?
あれほど足を引っ張るなと言ったのに、あなたって人は。
はるかだってやばかったんだぜ。なんだってギリギリだったんだからな。
Don't talk like you see my test, and doing worse than me is nothing to be nothing to brag about.
けど奇跡だぜ。転校してきたばっかん時は俺とどっこいどっこいだったんだからよ。
That's true, but I had great tutors helping me. I looked to Migiwa-san. Without Migiwa-san and Nao-chan's support, I'd have shared the same fate as Ryoi.
春日野くんが真面目に取り組んだから私は別に何もしてないわ。私も頑張ったよ。カズちゃんありがとね。アキラはサボりすぎなの。やればできるくせにもったいない。
At the study group, Amatsumi was tempted to goof off with Ryoi, but she managed to scrape by with passing marks.
俺も頑張ったんだぜ。夏休みに補習なんて勘弁だからな。先生におねだりして課題追加で補習免除だぜ。
頑張るべきところが違います。
I had the same thought.
結果オーライさ。それはそれとしてソラちゃんはどうだったんだろう。大丈夫かな。
She's fine. She's smarter than me after all.
ならみんなでいけるね。
Sure, I guess. What's this thing you've been talking about, though?
夏休みに入ったらみんなで遊びに行くことになってるんです。海だよ海。電車で行くんだよ。
補習で序盤が潰れたら計画変更になるからな。俺も必死だったってわけよ。
That's why Migiwa-san told him not to drag everyone else down. So, I'm invited too?
当たり前だろ。俺たちは友達だ。仲間じゃねえか。
I told you not to get so close. It's hot. But they think of me as a friend. Which means, in just barely a month, I've become a part of this town.
で、友よ、頼んだぜ。
What?
ソラちゃんだよ、ソラちゃん。ちゃんと連れてきてくれよな。
I'll try my best. Ryohei's still going after Sora. I don't think there's any chance she's interested.
頼んだぜ、お兄ちゃん。この夏はお互いに頑張っちゃうんだからな。
For what?
バカ、恋に遊びに決まってるだろ。
This summer looks like it'll be annoyingly hot. When I look up at the sky, I could feel the sun's rays so much that it almost made me want to go home and spend the day inside with AC.
いやー、晴れた晴れた。よくもまあこんなにも晴れたもんだな。
ほんと絶好の海水浴日和よね。
Why is Motaka here? It was the first Saturday of Natsuyasumi. We were meeting at the station while the sun was still rising. Motaka-san was chaperoning us, bringing our head count to a sizable 7. Sora made excuses about being too sleepy or it being too hot right up until we left, but was now quietly accepting her fate. Thanks to that, I felt like I had accomplished my mission.
モタカさん、今年はどんな水着にしたんだよ。
いやあね、普通よ普通。っていうか去年の引率なんだからそんな派手なの着ないってば。
実は俺見てたんだよね。モトカさんが今村にいるとこ。
嘘。
水着売り場でああでもないこうでもないって1時間くらい悩んでたよな。
あれはね、今日のためじゃなくて、そう今度デートするからそのためなの。
見えすいた嘘は自分を悲しくするだけだぜ。
嘘じゃないのよ。本気なんだから。本当のことにするつもりなんだから。
Mizuki, huh? I didn't even buy one. I just somehow managed to dig one up out of my old things I bought when we moved. And I was going to wear my full Mizuki if I couldn't find it.
そっか、はるちゃんにも今村のことを教えてあげればよかったね。
Imamura? Now that you mention it, Ryohei said something about buying some summer clothes from there.
電車で一駅なんだけどね、衣料品の大きなお店があるんだよ。私たちもこの前行って買ってきたんだよ。ねえ、カズちゃん、ソラちゃん。
Oh, nice. Sora too? When did she? I had no idea.
ソラちゃんってね、お肌がすっごく白くてすっごくスベスベしてるんだよ。カズちゃんより綺麗かも。
Don't worry, guys. We just had to suffer through a couple more routes, but they're very crucial for the story. Migiwa-san.
ちょっとアキラ、あなた何言って。でもね、おっぱいはカズちゃんの方が大きいんだよ。
おっぱい。
アキラ、嘘じゃないよ。
I unconsciously look over at Migiwa-san.
菅野くんも見ないでください。
ごめん. Sora didn't mind Akira's comment at all, but
気にすることはないよ、ソラちゃん。僕はそんな君でも。
Sora wordlessly kicked Ryohei's shin as he was about to pat her on the shoulder.
はいはい、そこまでそこまで。もうすぐ電車来るから白線より内側に下がってね。
今年こそおジョンちの車に乗れると思ったのにな。
And Ryo is back to normal already.
本当は山梨さんに車を出してもらう予定だったんだけど。
Migiwa-san glanced over at Motoka-san.
大丈夫ですよ、お嬢様。こういうのはみんなで電車に乗ってまったりがいいんです。それにほら、車にして酔っちゃったりしたらせっかくの海が台無しじゃないですか。引率なんか私一人で十分ですし。
It seemed like she was insisting that rather forcefully.
ありゃ嘘だな。
Whoso? It sounds plausible though.
山梨さんってのはお嬢の親父さんの秘書さんな。祭りの時に見ただろ。
Ah, that guy in the suit? He was the one driving Migiwa-san that one time too. He did seem a bit intimidating.
ああいうお堅いタイプが一緒じゃいろいろ大変だろ。特に元香さんにとっちゃ雇い主みたいなもんだしな。
She said something inappropriate on accident. It could be a problem, yeah?
しかも元香さんナンパされる気満々だしな。
あら、よくわかってるじゃない。
おお、元香さん。
でも内緒だからね。特にお嬢様にはね。
Below that smile, she drew her finger across her throat. I could only nod and respond. Adults. No, women are scary. Wait, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. We planted our umbrella like everyone else's and marked our spot. We were far enough away from the nearest group that we could play without worrying about troubling them. I think we're all set up now.
相変わらずいい体してんな、はるか。
Really? I don't really exercise, so wouldn't this be normal?
いい体してるよ。若い若い。若くて羨ましい。
Oh, you too, Motoka-san. Besides, you're still young too.
そう？本当に？まだ大丈夫だよね。無理しちゃってとか思ったりしてないよね。
Yeah, you got nothing to worry about.
苦労がにじみ出てるぜ、元香さん。
はるくん、お待たせ。
お前ら俺のために頑張りすぎだぜ。
バカなことを言わないでください。誰があなたなんかのために来ますか。じゃあ誰のため？別に誰かのためとかじゃないわよ。海で泳ぐには水着にならなきゃいけないでしょ。だからよ。一番迷ってたのはカズハだよね。ああでもないこうでもないってカズちゃんだけ外国のにしたんだよね。そんなこと言わなくてもいいでしょ。
Well, she certainly gave off a different aura than everyone else. Whether it's because it was so eye-catching, or if it just really suited her, I can't say. But it certainly made my heart skip a beat. It's probably rude to think about this, but her arms and legs were as slender as a model's. Not to mention her womanly features and amazing figure.
それより日焼け止めよ。アキラは肌が弱いんだからきちんと塗るのよ。
なんだよ、焼こうぜ。こんがり小麦色の方がセクシーだろ。
じゃあ焼いた方がいいのかな。 だからダメって言ってるでしょ。そんな人の言うこと聞かないの。
じゃあナオで我慢してやるよ。
ソラちゃん、向こうで塗ってこよ。私が塗ってあげるから。
You should put some on too. It'll prevent their skin from hurting
せ
afterwards.
っかく海に来たんだから降り注ぐ日光を浴びまくってやるぜ俺は。
Don't blame me when that
は
backfires.
るかくんは焼かないんだ。どっちでもいけそうなのにな。
元カさんは焼かねえの？
無理無理。はるかくんとは別の意味で後が怖いし、メイドが日焼けしてたりしたらね。私は日陰でのんびりしてるから、みんなで遊んできなさいよ。
逆難しに行かなくていいのかよ。
やあねえ、良平くんったら何言っちゃってるのよ。
Yeah, the serious look in her eyes though.
お待たせ。準備 OK だよ。
おっしゃ。じゃあまずはボートからな。行くぜてめえら。
おお、ちょっとあんたたち、もうダブルアキラだけなんて危なっかしいことさせられるわけないでしょ。
Nao-chan too.
お嬢様も行ってきたらどうですか。荷物番は私一人で十分ですから。乃木坂さん一人に押し付けるわけには。大丈夫ですって。私のことは気にしないで、若い者は若い者同士楽しんできてください。そうですか。そうですそうです。いってらっしゃいませ。
Motoka-san bowed her head, then laid down on the beach towel under the shade. Let's just do what she says. Come on.
そうですね。じゃあソラさんも一緒に。
船が出るぞー。
やめなさいよ。恥ずかしいでしょ。
We caught up to the others at the beach as they were playing a weird game on the edge of the inflatable boat. It looks like something I'd rather not get involved in. What are you doing?
天井ごっこだよ。りょう兄ちゃんがキャプテンなんだよ。
海は男のロマン。男は船で女は港なんだぜ。
What?
頭の痛い人たち。
At the very least, I want a reenactment of that popular old movie where the fabulous ocean liner sinks.
みんなで乗るの？
Titanic.
そうだよ。ナオのやつとはるかが漕いでくれるから並んで座ろうね。
いや。
そういう釣れないところも可愛いよ、ソラちゃん。
For some reason, Ryohei is making it seem like he's not just a captain, but rather Matthew Perry himself, demanding the opening of Japan. Oh wait, that would mean Sora would eventually open up. That example doesn't work at all.
あ、そうだわ。スイカを冷やしておくよ。乃木坂さんに頼んでおかないと。
And that's all, I'll go do it. You can get on the boat first.
そんな使用人みたいな真似、春日野くんにはさせられないわ。
Do you want to go together then?
ええ、じゃあそうしましょう。
Just SK Goku, I guess. Motaka-san, you still awake?
なーにー。
Oh, that's her line. We came upon Motaka-san relaxing in the shade of the umbrella. She held a paper cup overflowing with white froth and dried squid. A piece of half-eaten squid dangled from the edge of her mouth. She was definitely enjoying her beer and snacks. But
お嬢様。どうしてこちらに？
the moment she saw Meguro-san, her smile ran away. Her trembling hands rattled the cup, and the squid fell from her mouth with a plop.
乃木坂さん、スイカ割り用のスイカを冷やしておいてくれますか？海につけるか、海の家で冷蔵庫を借りるかして。はい、かしこまりました。
She stood up with a jolt, set down the cup, and bowed. Not the kind of behavior I expected from a maid, though. She must be nervous.
ではお願いしますね。ごゆっくりなさってください。ありがとうございます。お嬢様もごゆっくり。
Meanwhile, Migiwa-san was calm and collected.
それからなんでしょう。乃木坂さんは今日は本来ならお休みの日なんですから、どのように過ごされても構いませんよ。ありがとうございます。では。
Migiwa-san bowed slightly, to which Motoko-san responded with a full 90-degree bow before retreating into the shade of the umbrella.
最悪だわ。なんてとこ見られちゃったのかしら。バカバカ、私のバカ。海に来たからって油断しすぎよ。
I could hear Motoko-san beating herself up from behind me. I feel a bit sore for her. That must have been rough for her. I couldn't even say anything.
乃木坂さんはすでに成人してらっしゃるんだから、お酒くらい飲んでもいいんじゃない？
That's not what I was getting at.
どういう意味？
How to explain? Nah, it's fine. Don't worry about it.
なに？おかしな春日野くん。
Migiwa-san's pleasant smile said she was happy to let Motoko-san do as she wanted. Is it because Migiwa-san is an influential person, or maybe it's because she's the daughter of an influential person?
ちょっとあれ、春日野くんあれ見てよ。
Huh? What? All of a sudden, Migiwa-san's calm demeanor did the complete reversal, and she let out a sharp cry. She was pointing at the inflatable boat bobbing up and down in the ocean. One guy was manning the oars, and with 3 girls playing around. Is that? I don't believe it. One of the girls motioned us and waved at us with wide, sweeping motions. I think she was trying to say something, but as expected, we couldn't hear her.
私たちが行く前に出しちゃったみたい。
It's definitely Ryoi and the rest. The one waving must be Amatsume. Amatsume continued waving excessively, causing her to lose her balance and tumble into the water. But Nao-chan quickly grabbed her, so it looked like she was okay. From far away, we could see Nao-chan scolding her. It was easy to imagine Amatsume's innocent smile and
あの子ったらはしゃぎすぎなのよ。
Migiwa-san breathed a deep sigh of relief. I've been thinking, you're more of an One-san than she is. Being angry, worried, and relieved over her. The way Migiwa-san looks at Amatsume often feels protective. It was like that now. They perfectly fit the stereotype of the whimsical young Imoto and her responsible One-san.
それはアキラがいつまでも子供っぽいから。
Come to think of it, you called her One-chan at the Jinja, right?
一応アキラの方が早く生まれたの。日付は同じなんだけど、時間的にね。だからアキラがお姉ちゃん。なのに心配ばかりかけさせて。
Then you two are also like twins. That's why maybe the normal sibling relationship doesn't apply. Whenever I play the Oni-san, Sora gets annoyed too. So it's no fun if all she does is worry you, you know?
私は別にアキラが。
Take this.
もうやったわね。それお返しよ。
Nice. Ah, alright then. How about some of this too? Eh?
不意打ちじゃなかったらそんなの食らわないわ。
Ah! Mikiwa-san nimbly dodged my attack and immediately returned fire. With both hands, she launched a powerful cascade of water my way. So powerful, I couldn't fight back, despite being the one who started it. I had realized this before, but Mikiwa-san really is a strong-minded person. She won't accept defeat even in something like this. Hey, since they're playing as much as they want over there, let's just play as much as we want over here.
変な理屈
I'm guessing my tactic works since Mikiwa-san is smiling like
けど
that.
だったら容赦しないわよそれそれそれそれ
Ah, wait, that's too sudden. Time out.
タイムなしほらほら反撃しないと一方的にやられちゃうわよ
Okay, but I can't. I stumbled beneath the onslaught of water. The Mikiwa-san followed it up by flinging a sparkling spray of water at me, which flew into my mouth. Makata.
もう何やってるのよしっかりしなさい
I'm beat. I give up. Have mercy. I desperately raised my hand and surrendered.
だらしないわね春日野くんから仕掛けてきたくせに
Mikiwa-san stood over me and gave me an unsatisfied look while I sank into the sand. Her expression said something like, "We came here to play without reservations." Go in. I got distracted by your smile.
何言ってもうおかしなこと言わないで
Ah! Mercy!
ダメ徹底的にやっつけてあげるんだからああカズちゃんたち面白そうなことやってる
俺もカズちゃん
You too! Why did you get back? Ah!
あんくらいで倒れるなんてだらしねえぞはるか
You know, Mikiwa-san just said the same thing. I couldn't even beat her in 1v1. No way I stand a chance in 3 versus 1.
次はバレーしようビーチボール取ってくる
Give me a second to
あ
rest.
らこっちはこっちで勝手に遊ぼうって言ったのは春日野くんの方でしょそんなこと言ったんなら付き合ってもらおうかな
You too, Now-chan.
じゃあはるか対俺ら5人で対決だな
What the hell is that? You can't even call that a game.
大丈夫よ春日野くんちゃんとギリギリ取れるところに打ってあげるから
You can't call that fine. Oi, Sora! A 5 versus 1 means that you're playing too, you know?
ボールぶつけられたくないし
What?
ボール取ってきたよ
Sora immediately ducked behind Amatsume when she came back with the ball. Who would have thought even Sora would betray me? All 5 of them lined up in front of me. You're kidding.
そうそうただのボール遊びだってマジで怖がることはねえよ
じゃあサーブは私から行くわねほらほらハルくん構えて構えて次はチーム交代するから安心していいよ
That's not the pro.
それ
Mate! I think I'm gonna call it in here. I have some chores to deal with today. I haven't done any of them, and yeah, I gotta get going. Oh wait, we're still on the beach. You know what? I'll continue until we're out on the beach. Okay? At least I'll do that much. That was mean, you guys. Ganging up on me.
何度も愚痴るなよ飯がまずくなるぜ
さっき海の家でアイス見つけたんだよご飯食べたらみんなで食べないデザートにちょうどいいねみんなは何がいい
After everyone had brought lunch from the beach hut, Nao-chan went around taking additional orders. We thought about bringing our own lunch, but Ryohei insisted it wouldn't be a beach trip without playing kare from the beach hut, so we decided to buy lunch here. After we finished eating, we all began to relax. It seems everyone was recharging their energy now that afternoon had arrived.
はいみんな OK だねあとはもとかさんもとかさんは何がいいですか 元カさん
Nao-chan called her name yet again, but there was no response.
元カお姉ちゃん寝てるの
Motoka-san groaned a little, but her eyes stayed
寝
closed.
かせてあげましょう。昨日もお仕事だったから疲れてるのよ。
飲みすぎただけなんじゃないか。ビールのコップすげえ転がってるしよ。
寝顔も幸せそうだもんね。寝かせてあげるのに賛成かな。
けどこれじゃ留守番になんねえな。誰が残る？
一人は寂しいかな。
How about 2 people then?
それならいいよ。
じゃんけん。
Alright! The only ones who reacted to the surprise attack were Ryohei, Nao-chan, Amatsume, and Sora. Migiwa-san and I just stuck our hands out.
悪いな、はるか。
4 scissors, 2 paper.
カズちゃんとハルくんがお留守番だね。アイスは先に買ってきてあげるから安心していいよ。
So she says. Comment about that, suggesting that 2 people stay. Us losers were sitting next to each other on the towel, eating shaved ice, kakigori. I had blue Hawaii flavor. Migiwa-san got strawberry milk flavor. Ryohei and the rest had borrowed the boat again, and were playing in the ocean. I said we should play as much as we want, so I couldn't help but feel a bit sorry for what I got us into.
一人で荷物番するよりはよっぽど楽しいわよ。
Yeah, I guess. I'm glad you're here with me too.
乃木坂さんも一応いるけれど。
However, Motoka-san was still sleeping behind us, so she wasn't much company. It was nice of her to come even though she's not family. Do you go out with her anywhere other than the beach? I didn't really ask because I wanted to know. It was just a question that I thought of.
そうね。
However, Migiwa-san cast her gaze toward the sky, deep in thought.
去年まではこんな風にみんなで出かけたりしなかったわ。
I didn't expect that answer. Really? Everyone's so close though.
奥小染なんて狭い土地だから住んでる人たちとは昔からの知り合いではあるわよ。でもだからっていつも一緒に遊んだりはしないわよ。中里先輩と頼姫先輩とは学年も違ったし、幼い子供じゃないんだから遊んでってねだったりもしないし。アキラはあんな性格だから構ってもらうこともあったみたいだけど。
I couldn't even imagine that. I thought everyone was always having fun together, and that me and Sora were the only newcomers.
去年は神社の裏の湖に行って涼んだくらいかしら。他はお祭りくらいよ。あなたが来てからよ。こんな風に集まって賑やかになったのは。
Me? She said that, but I didn't understand at all. Back then, I only visited during some Natsuyasumi, and it was a long time ago too. I knew nothing of their everyday lives. The festival was totally new to me, but they already knew everything about it. So I could never understand how I started all of this.
でも賑やかなのもいいわね。思いっきり遊ぶことなんてなかったから楽しい。
If Mikiwa-san isn't regretful, then I have no reason to feel down. Wouldn't you have more fun if you were playing more? You don't need to act so stiff. I think you had the right to let loose more.
そうなのかしら。
I'm sure Amatsume also loves playing with you.
春日野くん。
Mikiwa-san nodded slightly in agreement. That smile of hers was infectious.
赤いってだけでいいわよね。
Well, I got so cranky already. Mohotaka-san? We froze in place, worried that we woke her up. And timidly, very timidly, we turned around.
私だって私だって。
Motoko-san furrowed her brow, her eyes closed, her breathing was shallow but rhythmic. Both of us smiled really at each other.
私いつもお小言ばっかりでアキラにも嫌な思いさせてたかもしれない。ネガティブなことばっかりじゃなくて一緒に楽しむことも考えないといけないわね。
Yup, when I'm with Sora, it's push and pull, trying to keep the balance.
お互い苦労してるのね。
Yeah, we do. We shared a quiet laugh while making sure not to wake Motoka-san up. There's something comfortable about her sharing my feelings with Migiwa-san.
春日野くんって不思議な人だと思ってたけど
You said that before, huh?
でも今だったらどうしてそう思ったかわかる気がするわ
Mind if I ask?
春日野くんってきっと私と似てるのよ
Me? Similar to you? Someone as reliable as you is similar to someone as irresponsible as me?
そんな性格してるところはよく似てる
Well,
自分のことよりも人のことが気になっちゃうところとかね
I can't disagree with that. Sora and me, Amatsame and Migiwa-san. In case you didn't notice the obvious parallels here, you have a bit of media literacy, right, to figure this out, right? Don't worry, all the routes should have something related to Sora's route. Anyway, our burdens may be different, but how we feel when we carry them is probably quite similar. The person we look after, the person that could never be replaced, the person we treasure. Migiwa-san and I, we probably feel the same way about that person.
でもそれだけじゃいけないことも分かったわ春日野くんが教えてくれた
As Migiwa-san smiled at me and I smiled back, I heard the pinging sound of a spoon striking a can of kakigori in front of me.
はるちゃん交代しよ
I looked up and saw Nao-chan standing there, casting a shadow on me. Huh? Already?
うまだなんだけどね
Nao-chan was stowing Sora, who was standing on her feet. You okay, Sora?
眠い
That was all she said before collapsing onto an unoccupied area of the mat.
ちょっと早いけど交代向こうでダブルアキラが待ってるから
Then Nao-chan sat next to Sora.
じゃあお願いしますね頼姫先輩行きましょう春日野くん
Migiwa-san stood up and offered her hand to me. Okay, we're off then, Sora, Nao-chan. I took that hand and stood up.
あっちよもうボートを出そうとしてる
Without letting go, she ran off with me. I only caught a glimpse of her face, when she turned to wave behind her, but her cheeks were bright red.
ハグちゃんこっちこっち早く
おおお前ら何手なんか繋いでんだ
なんだっていいでしょそれよりその船ちょっと待ちなさい早く早く手繋いでるから走りにくいのだから待ちなさいってば
Despite their jeers, we continued running with our hands clasped.
そうそうはるか次の週末だけどよ8月の3日は開けとけよ
Okay, I'm gonna call it in here. We're gonna continue again tomorrow for more Yosuga and Sora. Hope you guys are watching, and I'll see you guys on the next upload. Ciao.
Let's